Okay, so to remove the shift boot and e-brake boot and replace them, pretty simple. So shifter, you're gonna start with the shift knob and remove it. Important to remember though, don't try to do these both at the same time, because you need either the shifter or the e-brake in place to keep the car in place. So put it in neutral, take whatever knob you've got off there. You're gonna grab right underneath here and pull up. It's gonna pop, and then there's 2 more connections on the back here. You should be able to pull that out and up, and it's gonna pull right off of there. Underneath, you've got 4 screws that hold this in. Set those aside, don't lose them. And then it's actually this top piece that holds these in. Go around, pull that off, and you can see that I've got this e-brake boot or shift boot pressed down into it. So once you've got it set how you want it, you can remember that this is the front, so you want to align the center of the stitching toward the front. You're gonna turn it back over and reinstall the screws. Now this part, if you've got any excess fabric hanging over, this is a good time to trim it before you reinstall. You can check the fit first, just to make sure it's sitting right, then take it back off and trim the fabric. So then take it in, put the plate in first, slide that back over and pop it below the reverse lockout. Push this as far forward and low as you can. Sides are going to clip in. And then throw your shift knob back on. For the e-brake boot, reach down in on both sides and pop that off. And then it's going to pull right over the e-brake. Now on the bottom, there are pins all the way around. So when you go to put the e-brake boot in, you're going to start with the back of it. And you'll notice when you go to put it on, there's a bit of a bend in the fabric. So that's where you want to hook the back of this in and then pull it over the front. Then you'll turn it over and you'll do like I did here. You're going to snip all the way around, or at least in all the places you have tabs, you're going to snip to keep this snug and in place and trim off any additional fabric. But before you do any of that, you're going to need to remove the existing boot that's on there. It is glued onto there, so you're going to have to pry it off. Don't worry, this thing's pretty resilient. You're not going to break it in the process. Once you've got that back on, make sure you've got the collar set. Check your clearance on both sides here. and push down all the way around. Like I said, once you get to this point, just like with this, so test fit, then pull this back off and trim off any additional fabric. If you've got a double layer fabric, you can take off the inner layer so that it's a little bit thinner going into these pockets here. And that's it.